Hi, Sammy. How are you? How have you been?
Not very good actually. I've been having some trouble with school, and I just had lots of anxiety about life in general, and I just don't really know what to do about either one.
Okay, I see. Could you maybe go into more detail about one of those problems that you're having?
Well, with school, I'm a senior in high school, um, and everything's happening really fast. My SAT scores were not that great, even when I took them 3 times, and I feel like everyone else is getting accepted into colleges, and I'm just waiting here.
You said how you feel like everything is happening fast. What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, graduation's only a few months away, and my friends are all starting to go their separate ways, and they're making new friends that are going to their new schools, and everyone got their acceptances, everyone knows what they're doing, and I'm sitting here like an idiot waiting for a college acceptance.
So, what you're saying is you think that all the changes that you are going through as a senior in high school are happening too fast. And while your friends are all getting their acceptances to colleges, you're upset because you still have yet to receive one.
Yeah, and I think it's really taking over my life, and I'm just upset, and I keep comparing myself to my friends.
So, having your friends beginning to move on and get ready for college, you feel lost because you still have yet to know where you're going and what you're doing come graduation. Do you think you feel this way because of your poor SAT scores?
Yeah, I ever since I got my last SAT scores, I've really been feeling like crap. I've been studying so hard for each one, and I've only improved a little bit, and it's not enough. Tests have always been hard for me, and it's just been making me really upset. And SATs are important, and I feel like I'm not doing well as I should be.
So, you're feeling badly because even though you were working hard and are continuing to work hard, your SAT scores were poor, and in general, tests come hard to you. So you feel unintelligent as a result of those poor results. Am I right?
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
Okay, so test taking. Has that always been a struggle for you?
Um, Not until a few years ago, actually.
Could you tell me when it started?
Well, I was fine until I started high school. Then the workload came, it really just piled on top of each other, and I became more stressed trying to keep up with everything. And I've been getting nervous while taking tests like the SATs, and it just hasn't gotten any better.
Well, for starters, you are working extremely hard, which I see, and that's a good thing. But you also mentioned how you were nervous when you take tests, and you also mentioned in the beginning of the session how you've been feeling anxious. How come?
Well, yeah, this year I've been feeling really anxious about everything. Even in my day to day life, I like my friends will ask me to hang out with their new friends, and I get really anxious and I cancel plans because I don't want people, I don't want to meet new people. It's scary, and I make up some weird excuse, and it's just I don't know what's wrong with me.
Okay. Could you tell me more about that?
Um, well, so it's not just anxious, like me being anxious to meet new people. Um, it's other stuff too. Like I get anxious going to school, which is weird because it's a school of people I've known for 4 years, and I end up skipping school because of it, and then my grades start slipping, and I just I want to go back to being ordinary and not be so anxious all the time.
So, what you're saying is you've been going to the same school with the same people for the past 4 years, yet you've been feeling anxious for no particular reason. And because you're so anxious, you've been missing school. You mentioned how you want to go back to being ordinary. What do you mean by that?
Well, freshman through junior year, I never really had an issue with anxiety. I've always been relatively happy. I've never been too stressed out with schoolwork, and I've always made time for friends. Then senior year came, and it has been a nightmare. There's college apps, the SATs, which I haven't been doing as well as I should be, and I just want to feel like I was before. Like I'm just anxious all the time.
So it sounds like you've been having anxious feelings since the beginning of your senior year, and it's been taking a toll on your daily life. Have you tried talking to someone about how you're feeling and all this anxiety?
Well, I mentioned it to my sister because her and I are really close. But she's younger than me, so she doesn't really understand. And even though she tries, she can't really help me. Um, I've been too nervous to tell my parents. I'm afraid that they're going to think I'm using my anxiety as an excuse for why I'm not getting into any colleges.
Okay. So what you're saying is you have told your sister about your struggles with anxiety in school, but you're afraid to tell your parents due to the fact that you think that they'll say that you're using your struggles as an excuse.
Yeah, I've always been able to balance my personal life and school in the past. So, um, this year has really hit me hard, and I don't want my parents to be ashamed of me and say that I could have done better, but my anxiety's gotten the best of me. And I don't want to let them down. That would just be like the worst thing.
Well, if you feel like you can't tell your parents, have you thought about telling maybe your teacher or one of your teachers? They're there to help you with not just your grades, but help shape you as a person. So maybe one of them can help you.
I've tried talking to one of my favorite teachers, but I chickened out. I started getting anxious, and I was thinking that he would refuse to help me, even though I've been one of his students for years now. Um, and every time I went to go to talk to him, I would just get scared and run away.
Well, it sounds as though you're on the right track. You want to get help with your anxiety, and that's the first step. The second step is summoning up the courage to actually ask someone for help. And I know it must be difficult for you, but I know you can do it. And you'll only get better if you get the courage to go up and ask people for help.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I guess if I don't ask for help, I'm never gonna get help, and I'm never gonna go back to being how it was before.
And don't let your SAT scores determine your life. Those are in the past. From my own personal experience, senior year in high school is different for everyone, and everyone deals with different things in all different ways. And a lot is changing fast for you. And soon you won't be in the same school with the same people. But that's why you have to take every day as a new day and embrace everyone around you because they're there to help you.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I can see where you're coming from.
So, in this session, we discussed your struggles with school and anxiety. With that, we were able to talk about your problems with telling your parents about your issues with anxiety and how you feel like your friends are moving on. We talked about your plan for going up to one of your teachers and telling them your issues in hopes of them being able to help you. So, if you would like, we can meet in the next 2 weeks to see how you're doing and pick up where we left off in this session.
I think that'd be helpful. Thanks.